Hi everybody, welcome to Meal Planning 101. This is the first video of a few where I'm going to walk through what I've done to get my meal planning in order and really make it fit for our crazy busy lifestyle. Really where this came from is after we had our twins, I guess it's been a year and a half ago, we kind of realized that our old ways of doing things, including shopping and eating, were really not working, and we needed to kind of streamline our process and figure out a way for us to sustain a healthy lifestyle and still, be able to have some time for fun and ourselves as well. So, the first part of our series is to really think about the planning tips that you should do before you get to the grocery store. And I should really say that the process is really planning, shopping, and then prepping. So this video is really going to talk about the planning and kind of the small changes that I made that really helped us save time and really be efficient at the grocery store and in planning our meals throughout the week. So the first thing that I did was research an app that our family could use that we could all add to throughout the week when we ran out of items, or at the end of the week when I start planning for meals for the following week. So I wanted an app that was easy to use, that I didn't have to watch a video to figure out how to use it, and that everyone could install on their phone, and we could use it for multiple things. So we use it for the grocery store, we use it for Target, we go to Trader Joe's, we go to Whole Foods. Any place that we go, we can add the items that we need to this app, and it really kind of makes it easy for us to keep track of who needs what. So the app that I actually use is on my phone, and you can actually also access it online too. It's called Wunderlist. It allows you to categorize things. We split it up by stores. Typically each week we do go to a grocery store, usually Trader Joe's and sometimes Whole Foods depending on what we're getting. But I have an individual category for each store, and then we can list out what we need at each store. There are a lot of different apps that you can use. I know there are some way more complicated ones that do some really awesome things, including importing recipes and then breaking it up into ingredients. I kind of needed to just keep it simple, so this is what we used, but take some time to research a tool that you might want to use, and it really does kind of help in the long run. So the first thing is to find an app or tool that you want to make your list on. The next step in planning is to document what meals you are going to eat for the week. So in previous times, I would go to the grocery store, say I'm planning to make a lasagna, and then I would forget that I had the ingredients for the lasagna because something would come up and we wouldn't make it. So what I've done is I created a spreadsheet, which I actually use for the 21-day fix program, so it's a little color-coded crazy, but it's fun, and I take this spreadsheet and I build out what I want to eat for every meal for the entire week. It sounds a little extreme, but it really makes the rest of the week super easy. So I should take a step back and say that I don't do all my meal planning on one day. I kind of break it up into pieces. So Thursday is when I do most of my planning, sometimes a little on Friday, and I'll kind of walk through that. We go to the grocery store on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday is when I do my prepping. So it still follows the 3 steps: planning, shopping, and prepping. So you have your app, you now have your spreadsheet, and what I do on Thursday nights is sit down and think about what our family is going to eat for dinner each night. So maybe it's lasagna on Monday, it's a crock pot meal on Tuesday, maybe I have a work meeting on Wednesday, so my husband and the kids are going to eat something different. So I kind of think through what my schedule is for the week and what we're going to eat for the entire week. Usually I stop there on Thursdays. Sometimes if I have a little bit extra time, then I'll start thinking through breakfast and lunch for the rest of the family and what I'm going to take for lunch for work. I should also mention that I do include a lot of crock pot meals, and I will include our monthly or weekly grocery list as part of this. We make dinner the night before just because I typically don't get home in time to make a full dinner for the family in time. So we make it the night before, and then we still have a normal dinner when I do get home, which is nice. So a lot of planning there. So you have your spreadsheet, you have your app, and then the last thing that I do is pull together all of my resources. So when I'm thinking about, what meals should we eat, and a lot of times it's 9 o'clock at night on a Thursday night, and I'm not really hungry and I don't really want to be meal planning, I pull up kind of my inspiration sources. And the sources that I go to are Bloglovin, which is kind of a news feeder for blogs, but it allows you to save off recipes and ideas in different categories. So I use that when I read my cooking blogs or healthy living blogs and I see something inspirational, I'll save it off and use it for a later time. The second source that I use is Pinterest. So, when you're sitting in line at the doctor's office or, waiting for a meeting, you can go on Pinterest and find some inspiration. I save it off for later. I have a clean eating board. I have a 21-day fix board. I have a dessert board, a cookout board. So I can go there and kind of find inspiration based on what's going on for the week. So the last source that I use, which is probably the easiest and my favorite, are cookbooks. So I actually have 3 cookbooks that I go to the most. The first one is the Paleo Slow Cooker Cookbook. It's based on clean eating. It's gluten-free. We use our slow cooker all the time, so this is something that I look for inspiration. The second one is the Practical Paleo Guide. It has different meal plans, based on different diets, but it really is kind of a great inspiration as well, with some good ideas. And then the third one is my favorite. I post about it all the time, is Skinny Taste. Skinny Taste is actually a blog. It's skinnytaste.com. She lists out all the calories and ingredients on all of her recipes. They're super easy. Most of them are kid-friendly. All of them you can freeze ahead of time, and it's just an awesome, awesome resource. She just came out with her first cookbook, so I've probably made everything in this, and everything has been amazing, including breakfast items, big family brunches. It really is our favorite go-to guide. So this is what I use for inspiration. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what I do to prepare. And again, the process is planning, shopping, and prepping. So think about what app you want to use. If you do want to use an app, think about how you're going to document what meals you're going to have or even what ingredients you're buying. So again, if you're going to make a lasagna for a week, have some place to write down that you have ingredients for lasagna so you don't forget. And then the last piece is probably the funnest, and think about ideas for where you're going to get recipes for, and it'll make it a lot easier. I will share the links to the blogs that I use, and I will also share my meal plan spreadsheet, and I also link to the Wunderlist app. So think about those, and we'll be back tomorrow.